But you see that the vision is actually bypassing the Palestinians and ethnically cleansing them.
I reject one portion of your statement, which is to say that there was a new vision of colonialism for the United States of America. I think that's as old as the United States of America. That's not necessarily...
Well, yeah, we would never do such a thing. That's crazy.
I think the point that she's making is right. No, I'm also that Trump is doing right now that is about
it's a funny predicament for a lot of liberals who see their primary responsibility as defending Israel, while simultaneously Trump gives the game away. So it's a moment of divergence where, on the one hand, you want to aesthetically maintain this presence that you are a progressive person, that you care about like international rules and laws and whatnot. But on the other hand, Donald Trump is advocating for the cause overall, the cause that you have also been tasked with defending. He didn't deny it. He justified it by saying there's a precedent of colonialism. Oh, he said American colonialism is as old as America. Did I misunderstand it? Oh, my bad. My mistake, Bakari. I misunderstood. I thought he was saying it's not a new vision as in like it's not a thing that exists. I thought it was in defense. Libs didn't agree with international rules. They rejected the ICC warrants and even threatened the ICC. No, I know. I thought he said it in defense, like claiming that it's not a concept. Like it's not new because it's not a concept.
Land. Yeah. There's no question about it.
No question. But I mean, this is...
You think someone can be a liberal and support Zionism? Yeah. Liberal Zionists exist. There are plenty liberal Zionists. Now, Zionism is, a fascist ideology inherently because it's built around the continued domination of the out-group at the behest of the in-group that is considered, an ethnic and religious superior group. So it's not really different than Nazi ideology in that same vein. And yes, there are certainly liberal Zionists who there are certainly liberal Zionists that refuse to recognize these contradictions and will say, no, you don't understand. We just want Israel to exist. 67 boundaries, while also simultaneously sometimes argue against settlement expansion in the West Bank, and in other instances just kind of let it happen. That is the distinction. Ultra-Zionists, rabid settlers, they are the pioneers. They are the first line of defense. They will enact the agenda through and through. Felix responded to my Supreme Court is going to legalize fighter jets for private citizens soon. Once I get my Su-30 SM, I'm coming to pick you guys up. No one's going to crash into us as long as I have my R-27s and R-73s. Hell yeah. Felix is going to save me. When push comes to shove and contradictions reach a boiling point, okay, liberals that actually cave and capitulate and concede to fascists are still doing the bidding of fascists. Liberal Zionists in this stage in Israel are doing exactly that. It is no different than Nazi Germany in that regard, where you did have plenty of liberals who initially were against the Nazi Party that inevitably made way for the Nazi Party. they too were complicit in the actions of the Nazi Party. There's also a similarity within liberals and members of the Democratic Party that are doing the very same thing for the Republicans. I sometimes like using examples, even if I'm talking about Palestine, I like using examples that are not about Palestine, because I think that there's always this underlying suspicion for people who are just coming in that my criticism almost entirely revolves around Gaza, specifically because of, you know, my Muslim background, right? That I'm simply too biased to see a more moderate, more reasonable approach. But this principle is universal and exists for virtually every single issue that the Democrats cave and capitulate to the right on. This is precisely the reason why I regularly talked about immigration, undocumented immigration in this country, and the Democratic Party's apprehension towards presenting a counter message to the Republican reactionary framing on the matter that justifies a white nativist anti-immigrant agenda. Okay. Hasan, what do you expect from Israel to do when hundreds of innocent civilians get kidnapped and killed in their homes? Kilof, what do you expect Palestinians to do when hundreds of thousands, almost 1 million Palestinians were forcibly removed from their homes 76 years ago? And throughout that 76-year process, Palestinians have been consistently dominated and murdered, and also kept as hostages in permanent detention after military tribunals and sham trials that are all against international rights. What are they supposed to do? Are you reading from a computer? No. What are the Palestinians supposed to do? Because if your answer is, well, the only solution after October 7 is like ethnic cleansing, then you're a freak. You're a monster. Okay? How is that Israel's fault? What is the nation state that settled on Palestinian land and did all of those things that I was mentioning? The name of that country is Israel. Israel still, to this day, maintains tens of thousands of Palestinians in permanent detention. That's it. The standard of violence is always set by the colonial entity, okay? Israel is a settlement. Israel is a settler colonial project that was designed around the forcible displacement of almost 1 million Palestinians from their indigenous homelands, forced into what is now known as the Gaza Strip. Anyway.